Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Welcome. So recently, the 28-foot statue of Mr. Nethaji Subhash Chandra Bose was unveiled by Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi in India Gate, New Delhi. The statue was carved out for a single block, a granite weighing 280 metric ton. So can we consider this event as the government of India started recognizing the sacrifice that was done by Mr. Nethaji for our country during independence? What's your say on this, sir?
No doubt, every Indian should salute Modi ji for having unveiled 28 feet of statue for Nethaji, because during Congress rule, during entire Congress rule, the facts, the mysterious facts about Nethaji was suppressed. Deliberately it has been suppressed. Not like that, there was not even a single statue for Nethaji which was opened by the Congress people. So Congress people right from the beginning were very much against the leader Nethaji. It was Nehru who had done all sorts of trouble to the Nethaji because it was suppressed in history, and Nehru's birthday is celebrated as what is the Children's Day. That is the fate of Indian history. And Nethaji, as you all know, and he was an ICS officer. He had past ICS, that is present IAS. It was called Indian Civil Service in those days. Nethaji got his ICS. It was not just like our present IAS. In those days, ICS examination was conducted at London. It was conducted by politicians. So ordinary people cannot pass such an examination. So Nethaji went to London, he had written the examination, and he had become an ICS officer. But after witnessing some brutal British attack against poor Indians, he came to the conclusion that if he continues as an ICS officer, he will be utilized to pass orders for attack on Indians who has been asking for freedom. That is why he had resigned his ICS and he had involved in freedom struggle. And his Nethaji's contribution to Indian freedom is remarkable, which has been suppressed by these people. And it is only because of Nethaji, who had formed Indian National Army. Britishers got scared and they had decided to give freedom to India. What Clement Attlee had said, and while giving freedom, they had conducted a high-level meeting. And what is the points that was discussed in those meetings? The Britishers told that during the meeting, some Britishers officers told that we cannot rule India hereafter, because Nethaji had formed his own army, and every Indians had become vigilant. So it is right time that we should leave India. So only because of Nethaji they got scared, because Gandhiji, we respect Gandhiji, but Gandhiji was preaching about non-violence, whereas Nethaji was preaching about attack the Britishers and chase them away from India. This is what Nethaji had said. But what happened? We the Indians have we given right to recognition to Nethaji? Right from the beginning to end of the Congress rule, most of the Nethaji's contribution was suppressed. But it was Nehru, and it was Nehru who had betrayed Nethaji, because after Modi had become the Prime Minister, he had released some of the declassified files, some 8,000 to 12,000 files this Modi government had released. And if you go through all those files, you can know several facts. And the first one is that during 1945, after the plane attack, accident, after the aircraft accident of Nethaji, and the entire India had declared that Nethaji had died in the accident. So the entire world came to believe that really Nethaji had died in accident. But the fact was that Nethaji had escaped from India. There was no such, there was an accident which was stage managed by the Japan government and Nethaji. This was expressed by the Mukherjee Commission, which was formed to investigate about the mysteries of Nethaji. The Mukherjee Commission said that it was not the aircraft accident was designed by Nethaji and Japan government just to befool the people. Nethaji had not died in the accident. That was the fact. Nethaji had escaped after the accident, stage managed accident. Nethaji had escaped away from India, and he went to Manchuria, which is in Russia. He had gone there, Manchuria. And after the accident, just 2 months after that, Nehru came to know that Netaji was still alive. And what he did was, he had written a letter to Clement Attlee asking him to arrest Netaji, who had taken asylum in Manchuria, which is in Russia. He had written a letter asking him, because Stalin was there. He was the dictator. Stalin dictator was ruling Russia. Russia and England, they were in one side during the Second World War. So by pointing out this fact, Nehru had written a letter. And how I am saying this, during the Koshle Commission, the Koshle Commission was formed during Indira Gandhi's period to know about the secrets of Netaji, to know about the death of Netaji. In this Koshle's Commission, Shyamlal Jain, the personal secretary of Jawaharlal Nehru, he had deposed before the commission stating that Nehru had asked me to write a letter to draft a letter to Clement Attlee. In that letter, Nehru had stated that Netaji was very much alive and let the England government take action against him. And he was mentioning Netaji as a war criminal. This is the deposition given by Shyamlal Jain, which is still there in the Koshle Commission. This fact was suppressed in Indian history by all the successive Congress governments. Subsequently, after that, now the ashes of Netaji, they claim that the ashes of Netaji is being protected. The ashes of Netaji is being kept at a Buddha temple at Japan. And the government claims that it was the ashes of Netaji, and government has been paying rent for that, for maintaining the ashes. So all the politicians are befooling the entire Indians. Mukherjee Commission said that it was not the ashes of Netaji, it was the ashes of a Japan soldier. The Mukherjee Commission even had given the name of the soldier, but still these people, these politicians are cheating the entire Indians, stating that it was the ashes of Netaji. So while unveiling while giving recognition to Netaji, I request the Modi ji to take this point and to just declare before the Indians that it was not the ashes of Netaji, because Netaji's daughter is still living. Anita Bose is his daughter. He is still living. He is coming and going from India, and she is still there. Her DNA may be compared with the ashes, and it should be confirmed scientifically that it was not the ashes of Netaji. And subsequently, another important point, some 4 or 5 years back, Subramanian Swamy had given a statement wherein he had stated that Netaji was jailed in Russian prison. This is what Subramanian Swamy had said. Netaji was jailed in Russian prison. He was killed by dictator Stalin. His dictator Stalin, by suffocating him to death. This is the word which was used by Subramanian Swamy. He was suffocated to death by Stalin, and Nehru knew this fact very well. This is what Subramanian Swamy had told. And he had given a statement, and he said that he had seen the file in Prime Minister office, and he was telling to Prime Minister Modi to inform all these facts to the Indians. But the politicians at the higher level, they have been fearing that if such information has been exposed, the relationship between Russia and India will get spoiled. That is why that has been suppressed. So that is what Subramanian Swamy had said. There are records for that. So while unveiling the statue of Netaji, I make a request. I just want to make a question to Modi ji, that you have unveiled the statue of Vallabhbhai Patel, which is about 567 feet, while you have been opening the Nethaji statue, which is about 28 feet. And Modi ji should think about it, and he is the hero of the Indian politics. He has made huge sacrifices, And even though I do not want to undermine Sir Vallabhbhai Patel, because he had made some contributions by annexing Hyderabad, by fighting with Hyderabad Nizam, and he had made some valuable contributions, but he cannot be compared with Netaji. While you people had opened such a huge statue of 567 feet for Vallabhbhai Patel, you should have also opened such a huge statue for Netaji, because here these atheist government, DMK people, Stalin, they had stated that they are going to open 133 feet statue for Evera. If Evera is was an anti-Indian, and he was requesting the politician not to give freedom to Indians. He was such a man, and he was hoisting black flag at the Independence Day. He was at the time of getting independence. He had hoisted black flag in his house. So he, right from the beginning, he was in Justice Party. He was a Pakka anti-Indian. While recognition has been given to an atheist and anti-Indian Evera by opening a 132 feet statue, it is very shame that we are opening. Modi ji has been opening only 28 feet statue for Netaji. Modi has to reconsider. You should give some good. You should have given some good recognition to Netaji. And my request is that all the facts about Netaji, which has been suppressed deliberately, should be exposed to the public. And there are some traitors, and even Mahatma Gandhi should be included in that, because in Koshle Commission, and a person had given a statement in the Koshle Commission stating that while giving freedom, Britishers had put a condition. Britishers had put a condition to Mahatma Gandhi and others. You give an affidavit stating that if Netaji comes alive at any point of time, you should hand over him to the British. This is what the condition imposed by the Britishers while giving freedom, and he had given a statement before the Koshle Commission stating that Maulana Ali Azad, Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru had signed in such affidavit, giving assurance to the Britishers that if Netaji comes alive, they will hand over Netaji to them. This is the record which we have got. So all these facts and should be exposed to the public. And there are so many traitors in Congress party, which I don't want to name them. They have become President of India, Vice President of India. And so Nehru was the main culprit in suppressing the Netaji's death, because was he who had betrayed Netaji. All these facts should be brought before the people of India, and instead of while unveiling the statue of Netaji, I request Mr. Modi ji that it is also his bounden duty to express the mysteries, to expose the mysteries of Netaji to the people of India. Thank you. Jai Hind.